Hi, I'm Roseanne.
Hi, I'm Sarah. We're the ladies who answer the phones at Logs West Midlands.
This is a series of videos to answer questions relating to firewood. Morning, Sarah.
Morning, Roseanne. Today's video is a demonstration on how to light a fire. It's back to basics really, but we've all got different ways. So, can you tell me a little bit about what you've got in front of you there?
Right, I've got rolled up newspaper, fire lighters, matches, plastic milk container, Kindle, softwood pieces, little bits and pieces, and hardwood. Sarah, have you lit a fire before?
No, I never have, to be honest, so this is as much for me as anybody else.
Right. One of the good things I would suggest is that this time, sort of summertime, if you sort of root around the hedgerows and pick up little twigs and everything, those are actually brilliant for lighting the fires. And you know, you get bits of bark and anything like that. We'll just put a base on it. Yes, it's good. I think I mentioned the gloves, and I'd also like to introduce you to Cecil and Mouse, who are also here to
Those are
help.
added additions, obviously.
The added additions, they weren't meant to be here today, but they are. Well, Cecil's always here anyway. Mouse is just say hello. Yes. Right, so shall I get going?
Yes, please. What's first?
Right, newspaper. What you mustn't do is ball it tight. So just loose like that. It's nothing, it's actually not rocket science. It's just trying to make sure you get a base in your fire, and that's the best way to do it. So
And would this be the same if I was lighting an open fire? Or would it be differently?
absolutely the same. Absolutely the same. So don't pat it down. Don't pat it down. The controls I've put onto, I've opened the control up so there's plenty of air going in. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a bit of Kindle in, like that.
What's the plastic container you mentioned in milk?
Well,
what's that got to do with anything?
Old wife, not so much of an old wives' tale. I was with a friend a few years ago, and they actually said to me, "Why don't you save your milk containers? They really go well on a fire." So no, that's why, and I've always sort of followed it. But the trouble is, we have milk bottles, not containers. So whenever we get the odd container, as you can see, I'm just putting little bits on, just like that, to, you know, just to get it going. Because what we need to do is get a base in. Right, you've got your fire lighters.
Looks like you've got Cecil helping you as well.
Oh yeah, Cecil's an expert. He burnt all his feathers last year. Don't you, Cec? Yes, he's a good boy. And just put a few fires, dot them about.
So how many fire lighters have you put in there?
Well, 3 or 4, because I want to make sure this fire starts, because otherwise I should look really stupid if it doesn't. Milk container just sort of helps, but actually that's quite useful if you've run out of fire lighters. Now, what I do find is, and at this point in time, I should be putting my fire gloves on, but I haven't, so forgive me. Long matches, really quite useful. It saves the fingers, no end of punishment. And then just literally light your fire lighters. Like that. Bits of paper, your container. Simple as that. Okay. Right. Shut the door.
So you don't start putting any of the other logs on just yet?
No, I just want to get a bit of a base on it, and it'll just take a bit of time to do that, and it'll just burn down, and it's a question of then watching it.
So give it a good few minutes just to...
Yes, definitely. And you'll see that it's beginning to smoke around as everything is beginning to catch. It takes a bit of time, so you just...
We should play some nice relaxing music, shouldn't we, while we wait?
Well, I think we're going to probably pinch Terry's cakes. Welcome back. Quick coffee break, 3 to 5 minutes on. Pinch the biscuit. This is how your fire should, if at all possible, be looking at this point in time. If you notice a good flame going, and everything's beginning to burn down and shrink down. So we'll just cut off now to go on to the chocolate cake, and then I'll come back in about 3 or 4 minutes time again. This is about a minute now after the last take. What I'm going to do is, please don't put my gloves on, and I'm just going to restrict the airflow slightly on the fire because it's really flaming up. As a result, all it will do is burn the wood completely out. And the whole idea of getting a good fire is to literally get a base in. So what I've done is I've restricted the airflow, and then we'll come back to you in a couple of minutes' time.
So Roseanne, can I ask, why did you mess with the buttons underneath? What did you do?
I restricted the airflow.
Right, and why?
Right. If you have a tremendous airflow going through, what happens is it burns the wood, which is good, but what we're trying to do is burn the wood and put a base in. So by lessening the airflow, if you see that the flames have simmered down a bit, which then means that the base is actually getting into the fire, which is quite important. Now I'm going to open the fire up and just show you what I mean if you can't see through the glass. Oh, mind me. So if you look at that, there's quite a base in on that fire now.
Yeah.
Now that is good. That is really good. And I'm happy with that. And if you get to, blimey, it's warm. So, okay, so I then just do that, just pop it about and flatten it out. And then I'm going to just put a few of these softwood logs on. Again, nothing very big, just enough just to put a bit of a base in.
And you're using the softwood first?
Yes, I always do. That just gets the fire going that a little bit easier. But also, the heat's there, which is good, but it just helps to put the base in. So I'm now shutting the fire up again, and we will call that the video now for a few minutes because Terry's been attacked by Cecil, and we'll come back to it in about 5 minutes' time. This is the second take because our coffee was being made. Extra dogs coming into shot. But basically what I want to show you is, see how the fire is just appearing a little bit quieter with the logs going on? Don't worry about that. It's just all settling in, and you'll find that your flame still comes up quite quickly. If, however, you are worried and you just want a bit more of a flame again, all you do is increase the amount of air circulation. So you just open the bottom vent up again, and that, in a few seconds, will cause the draw. And you'll see it, you're back to normal, and then you just literally fiddle around with that vent until you see it flickering through. It's kind of thing. It's got a good base in, so it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to go out. But if you want your flames, you know, this is what you need to do. Here we are. Can you see it coming up now? There we are, and that's just because I've opened up the air vent. Really, if you can just wait and just keep it on the second, lower it back down again, it is far better because you'll get the better base. Okay, I'm now going to take the dogs out. Cecil's now about to look in the camera from the other side of the lens. Right, Sarah, what do you reckon to that fire now?
It's looking pretty good, and I can feel the warmth from where I'm sat. So what happens next? Is that done?
Well, what we've done is, I turned it back down. On the last clip, what we did was we put it up to 3, a bit more airflow, just to show that you had the flames. And what I'm going to do is knock it up to 3. If you want a lot of flames, do a lot of airflow. That you can guarantee that. But it'll eat your wood. And actually, you want a base. The only time you should really, what I call full throttle of fire, is a couple of times a day for about half an hour. And it just cleans all the pipe work out if you let it roar up the chimney.
Oh, okay.
So if we were doing a video about roaring up the chimney, I would leave it like that now and literally let it go for half an hour. So twice a day with our wood burners, we always let the fire really, really roar, and it just helps keep the chimney right. That's another thing, just quickly bring back into that. I'm just going to knock that back down to 2. You really, really do need to get your chimney swept once, twice a season in your burning seasons.
Okay.
We put out recommendations from the fire brigade, and they actually recommend 3 times in a year.
I didn't realise it was as many times as that.
Well, I think you improve efficiency, which is good. And however ever dry your wood is, and I will debate it with anybody, there's always going to be a certain amount of sap.
Yeah.
Right, so moving Cecil. What I'm going to do now is just show you the last bit. If we were going to video for ages, what I would now do is that dampen down a bit, because that really is, and I can turn that back to an even lower thing. What I'll do is I'll just open up
Mind your feathers, Cecil, we don't want you catching on fire again.
and just prod that, and there you are. You've got now what I call an ideal base, and that then I would just, that's the softwood spitting, so you always know if you've got soft instead of hard. I'm just going to pile that in now, and that's your hardwood. And I'm going to leave it at that, and I put it down to low, okay. And then you just all day keep half an eye on these fires. You know, whether you need a bit more draw, whether you need a bit more wood, whether the base is gone. I'm quite happy with it just smouldering like that. Well, it's not smouldering, just ticking on in the bottom.
So that will just continue to throw out heat
Yes.
all day long.
Yes, it will. It will. And in the winter, you'll find that we can sort of alternate it. You see, I've just pushed it on. And in a few minutes, it'll catch again and flare. But basically, you don't want to. You just want to literally ticking on low. The heat from there. Sarah, come and feel that.
Oh gosh, I don't want to get too close, to be honest.
No.
I don't know why Cecil wants to get so close. You'll end up inside it, won't you? Yeah.
But no, so the thing is, you don't want it roaring. You just want the base in.
And if it's roaring, then it's going to be burnt. I mean,
Well, you're putting your heat up the chimney. You're putting your heat up the chimney.
Means you might get more log orders, though.
Yes, probably would.
Well, thank
Okay.
you very much for that. I've learned such a lot today. Thank you.
Pleasure. Okay, thank you.